Okay, so if you believe there's something wrong with the blade assembly or the bearings in your jug, first we want to check the bottom. We want to look around this cog and around that bearing seal, make sure there's no obvious signs of rust. There'll either be a brown powder or a brown liquid residue around here. We want to make sure that we can turn the cog easily. If we spin it and it spins very freely, it will continue to spin. That's a problem. If when we turn it, there's a very obvious grinding noise or grinding feeling, that's also a problem. If it's difficult to turn or it's impossible to turn, that's a big problem. That's a common occurrence when there's smoke coming from underneath the jug during operation. It's because that there's been some sort of rusting and therefore seizing of the bearings, and the customer continues to use it. We want to make sure that this cog isn't worn away either. If you've lifted the jug off during operation or before the blender stopped, you can often see metal shavings around the cushion pad, and that'll result in wear on here. The next thing we want to check for is from the top down. We want to make sure that there's no breaks or major dents in the metal of the blade assembly. So if you've accidentally blended a spoon or a foreign object that you shouldn't have blended, there's a possibility that you've damaged the blades. If they're broken or they spin independently of each other, we need to let customer service know, because that'll drastically reduce the performance of the blender. If there's any leaking occurring, the first place we want to check for is around this blade assembly, especially if it's brown liquid. It's obviously come through the bearings and gathered a bit of rust there. If it's coming from around the edge here, that's an issue, and we want to let customer service know. If it's coming from the center or around the edge, there's a possibility that the base plate's loose, or there might have been minor melting to the jug.